Hey guys, Justin here with JKS Manufacturing, back with part 3 of this 3-part series, talking about different stages of Jeeps, J-rated, and different upgrades that go along with them. If you didn't catch the first 2 parts, the links are going to be in the description below. And so let's just dive right into it. We're going to call this stage 3, level 3, you know, tip of the iceberg, whatever that might be. We've gone pretty big time on this one here. So this is going to be for your Jeep that, yes, you might daily drive it a little bit, but we're spending a lot of time on trails, off-road. We want to play really hard. We're willing to make some compromises in our maintenance schedule and things like that, in our budget, all those things for more off-road performance. So this is a 3.5-inch J-Krawl system. This is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator it happens to be on. So we're going to take that same dual rate coil spring, sway bar, quicker disconnect, adjustable track bar, all the geometry goodies that come with a JKS system. And we're going to increase the performance with that, with all 8 control arms being replaced with our J-Flex adjustable control arms. These adjustable control arms are, again, 2-inch 250 wall construction. So when we say 2-inch 250 wall, Justin, what does that mean? 2 inches in diameter, big tube, okay? 250 wall, so that's 1/4 inch, you know, 1/4 inch wall thickness on that tube. You are not gonna damage that on the rocks. That's a challenge I'm issuing to you, right? And that's gonna have our proprietary flex end, the adjustable ends, our flex joint on the end. On the other end, we're gonna use the OE style Cleveite rubber bushing. So retaining as much as that factory ride and maintenance schedule as possible, while adding a flex joint and the adjustability of the J-Krawl system. So why might we have an adjustable control arm? Well, obviously we're correcting for caster, okay? But when we start adding uppers, we can now correct for pinion angle in the rear. In the front, we can dial in any wheelbase adjustments we want to. So there's a lot of reasons for adjustable control arms, but they do add a little complexity to the install, also to the price, and they do have their own maintenance schedule. Those joints need to be greased and so on. So we put those at a different, you know, an opposite end of the scale as, say, a factory control arm or one of our J-Link arms that's non-adjustable. With the J-Krawl system, we've also gone ahead and increased the length of the shock. This system, you know, pretty much assumes we're replacing factory drive shafts that are going to handle additional wheel travel. So we're a little bit longer shock than we normally would be. That shock is not probably going to work very well with your factory drive shaft. We're going to be, you know, a little too much of an angle there. So we're increasing off-road performance. This is all about, you know, increasing that off-road performance. Still a bolt-on system, but a definite increase in off-road performance. With that, you know, part of that, you know, when we talk about these packages of Jeeps or stages of Jeeps, your Jeep build is upgraded a little bit further. This one has a stubby front bumper. It normally has a winch. We just swapped out bumpers on it, but stubby front bumper, maximum clearance around obstacles. We're up to a 37 1250 on the BFGs here. We've got a true beadlock wheel. Again, we're off-road performance. To go along with that theme, we've got the big boys in play here. We've got the 3.0 Fox Factory Race Series shocks. This is an internal bypass with the dual speed compression adjuster. Massive recirculating. We're dual recirculating, changing out the fluid very, very often in the stroke of the shock absorber. Probably even more technical than I can get at a shock level. You know, it's just, there is a lot of technology in there. Heat sink coolers. One of my favorite things is the internal bypass feature. Let's talk about that really quick. Consider that to be almost an internal bump stop inside the shock absorber, okay? When you see the JKS race car go out in the 4800 class and Ultra 4, that's got an internal bypass coil over on it. This is the same technology that we use in that race car in a shock absorber, okay? This allows big events, you know, big wheel motion, fast speeds. We catch that and we save the suspension of the Jeep with that internal bypass, you know, kind of having a ride zone, a bump zone, you know, a catch zone, these things that'll help tune that. So again, DSC adjuster, dual speed compression adjuster on there, the ultimate in versatility for your off-road rig, depending on how your terrain. I've spent some quality time in this particular vehicle in the sand dunes and in some of the higher speed stuff, also some rock crawling. It is absolutely amazing. I make some slight tweaks for my own personal preference. I get out, the next driver does the same, slight tweaks for their personal preference. It just kind of all goes along with it. So an amazing package when we get to this J-Krawl. Absolutely almost no compromises, off-road performance, high-end, race-proven, components, big tires, big wheel travel, everything you need for ultimate off-road performance. So as always, if you want to know what we're up to, you can follow us along on social media, JKS Manufacturing on Facebook and Instagram, jksmfg.com if you want to check out some of these parts. Obviously, check out the J-rated, scale and how that might relate to you, and get yourself a J-rated suspension system with some of these Fox goodies on it. So that kind of concludes our 3-part series looking at different stages of Jeep builds. We got stage 1, 2, and 3 right here behind me. We really use that J-rated methodology of how to choose a lift kit for your Jeep based on how you use it. We've gone all the way from a 2.5-inch lift in 33s to 35s to 37s. We've done, 2.0, 2.5, and 3.0 Fox shocks, adjustability, the accessories to go along with it. So, it kind of ties back into how we encourage you to use that J-rated terrain scale to measure what you're doing with your Jeep and build it to that purpose. And all 3 of these Jeeps weren't built just for this video series. Stay tuned to jksmfg.com and our Facebook and social media feeds, and also fox.com for an opportunity to get a seat in each one of these Jeeps at one event all on the same day to know and feel all the differences in how they perform. So stay tuned for that little information for some upcoming events.